At the peak of his career, Ethan had everything money could buy. He stood in his glass empire, looking down at a world he felt he had conquered alone. But success has a way of masking the shadows of the past behind his cold, arrogant gaze lay a history he had spent decades trying to forget. 30 years ago, he was just a boy in a dusty schoolyard. One afternoon, his mother arrived carrying a simple meal and a heart full of love. She smiled, oblivious to the cruelty of children. She only had one eye, a feature that Ethan had come to loathe with every fiber of his being. The whispers of his classmates cut through him like knives. Look at his mother, they mocked. Ethan's face burned with a deep, poisonous shame. In a fit of anger, he rejected her kindness, throwing the warm food to the ground and running away from the woman who gave him everything. That night, in their cramped kitchen, he screamed his hatred. "Why are you so ugly?" he cried. She stood in silence, her one eye glistening. Years passed. Ethan fueled his resentment into ambition. He studied, moved away, and built a life where there was no room for a one-eyed mother. One rainy afternoon, a knock came to his grand door. It was her, older, frail, and still carrying that same hopeful, gentle expression. Ethan didn't see a mother, he saw an embarrassment. He roared at her to leave, his heart hardened by the high walls of his success. She whispered a soft apology, turned and disappeared into the gray mist. It would be the last time he ever saw her alive. Years later, a strange urge pulled him back to the broken-down shack of his youth. The air was thick with dust and the scent of regret. An old neighbor found him there and handed him a tattered envelope. "She wanted you to have this," the neighbor said, with a somber look. He opened the letter and the world stopped. He remembered the accident from his childhood, the pain, the darkness, and the sudden miracle of sight. The letter read, "My son, when you were little, you lost your eye. I couldn't bear for you to live in darkness, so I gave you mine." The weight of the truth crushed him. Every beautiful thing he had ever seen was a gift from the mother he had treated with such cruelty. He looked into a mirror, finally seeing the truth. The lie he used to build his empire was never his, it was hers. We often mistake our achievements for our own doing, forgetting the invisible sacrifices that paved the way. Success is a debt we owe to love. Don't wait for a letter to recognize the heroes in your life. Gratitude is the only way to truly see the world. Build a future rooted in reflection and kindness. Kenneth Haiwa.